You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
On YouTube.
That was DDP. That was Diamond Dallas Page. For those that don't, you didn't know I was just doing Diamond Dallas Page. What are you talking? What's wrong with you? The Smackdown review. Okay, guys, the Joe Cronin Show. Strap yourselves in with a strap on. We're gonna take phone calls tonight. We'll take a lot of phone calls at 339-226-6610 if you're in the U.S. or Canada, maybe. But maybe if you're out, if you're really worried about phone call charges and all that other crap, try your best to get locked in on the Skype. Skype me at Danny Deadly, DANNYDEADLY, and add me on Skype. Make sure you add me on Skype, and then I'll have to add you, and I'll run down the list of people and try to add them. I'm just gonna put it up here for some people who don't know. It's been a while since I really promoted that, so many people may not have any clue about that. So let me just get that up there, right there on the screen. That's the Skype. It is over here. If you look on this list, I think it's on this list somewhere. Maybe it's not, but almost everything else is. Of course, Patreon. Support the show on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get all the bonus stuff over there as well. Went through a lot of my work history and stuff today. It was really weird. Part 1 of it. And then I left off in 2007. So I'm going to give you guys part 2 of my work history and the weird jobs that I've had on Patreon tomorrow for the next episode of Morning Madness. Plus, we'll talk about a couple other things and so on and so forth. So tonight I was a little bit angry. I felt that, they were dicking around with this Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan thing. And I know a lot of people said, oh, it's a slow burn, or it's going to, it's going to happen soon. You got to be patient here. They're working towards it and all that other stuff. But it's just, I don't know. To me, I was not happy. I want to go, man. I want to get going. I want to get something interesting going on here. I have a feeling that tonight's episode of SmackDown, at least to me, was one of those episodes where if you were there, it was probably pretty good if you were there. But watching it on TV was just another run-of-the-mill piece of crap episode. I mean, really crappy. There were some things tonight that really sucked. And I wish I didn't even write notes. I haven't been writing notes. I used to write notes down for SmackDown and Raw all the time. I almost never do that anymore. And I should, because it would probably help my reviews out and stuff. But I just don't, because I just find myself passing out almost during the shows. They're so goddamn terrible that I just want to pass out. If you guys want to be part of the conversation tonight, by the way, the link to the donations is in the description box down below. If you guys want to support the show, that way, the link is in the description box. We're approaching Christmas time for all you believers or non-believers who just want gifts. I don't even care. I don't believe in anything. You know what I believe in? I believe in pussy. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's, seriously, though, the phone lines are open, 339-226-6610. I hear you fucks calling JB all day when he's got 40 people listening. I hear fucking people calling. So let's open up them phone lines tonight, because I want you to call the show, and I'm going to try to take as many calls as I can early, and I'll try to get through the show and whatnot. If you don't want to donate using the link down below, you can use the $ super chat button and super chat your questions and all your other bullshit there, and we'll talk about it. Dolph Ziggler, did Dolph Ziggler retire tonight? It seemed like it. I sensed that happening pretty soon into when he was speaking, and I was like, oh my god, is he gonna say that he quits and then lay the belt down in the middle of the ring? And then he didn't say he quits so much. He just laid the belt down and said, I don't know. I guess maybe he quit. I can't imagine that he wouldn't have quit if he wouldn't have done that. And to me, it almost seems like one of those things where he's going to go away for a while and then come back. I don't know. Is the title going to be vacated? We've long speculated on Dolph Ziggler retiring and quitting. And maybe he was going to leave tonight anyway. And last night they were like, well, you know what? No one's going to see you No one's going to see you winning the United States Championship. No one's going to see that. No one's going to believe that. No one's going to pick that. Let's have you win the title, and then the night after, you're going to relinquish it, and you're going to just walk away like F you and leave. And now that sort of, in a weird way, leaves him on a high note. And that seems to be what they're doing. I mean, sometimes a guy comes back and everything, and there's this whatever, but what's he going to come back to? Why would he come back? Because you had the belt. Why would you give it up? And then you come back? It doesn't make any sense. I don't really get that. Because I believe there's been other times when a guy's been like, I've had enough, I quit, or I'm leaving, or you know, I don't even care. And I don't know, I can't. But with the championship, it's just weird. I mean, I could definitely see him troll everybody too, and come back out with it next week and be like, oh, you thought you could get rid of me? No, you just didn't deserve me that night. And then I could see him doing it again, like leaving again, and that could be a thing he does. But, yeah, Dolph is another one of those things where, like, I'll believe he leaves when I see him leave. Like, when I see that he's completely off TV for a while, then I'll believe Dolph is gone. Because Dolph Ziggler quitting WWE is almost like Sting coming to WWE again. Or coming to WWE at WrestleMania. It was just like, well, this is never going to happen. Or it's going to happen, but it's just, we talk about it every month and it never happens. I'm done talking about it. I'm kind of done talking about Dolph Ziggler coming, too. That's sort of the way I feel about it. Dolph is winning the Royal Rumble, says Omar. See, that's what I thought. Like, oh, man, imagine Dolph comes out at the Rumble. Like, hey, I thought he quit. He even relinquished the United States title. And you could see Dolph being like, I didn't need that thing. I didn't care. I'm going to I'm going to do what I've never done before and become WWE champion. You know what I mean? Oh, and then we get Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles for the WWE championship. You could see that happening, right? I mean, what? You know, you don't want that to happen. You want Shinsuke and AJ. At least that's what I wanted. Batista did it, and you're right, in 2010. He was like, wasn't he in a wheelchair at that time, or was he just sitting in a chair? I don't remember. I'm not really sure. Shit bum! I don't remember.
All these promos like Natalya, Shane, and Bryan and Dolph, they're so open-ended, leaves us with more questions than answers. WWE scripts writing is horseshit. 4/10 WWE sucks.
Trey, thanks for the donation, man. Trey, thanks for becoming a $5 shit bum, Trey. You nailed it, dude. WWE writing is fucking atrocious, dude. It is so bad right now. The writing is just so piss poor. It's almost unbelievable. I'm going to put a bunch of calls on the line because we got a bunch of callers, so I'm going to put people on the line. Just wait till I call your area code because we're going to put on a bunch of callers here. Let's go with the first caller here, 336. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Joe? This is Sausage Online.
Oh, Sausage! You saltery sexual beast. Sausage, what's up?
Dude, what's up, man? I know a lot of people talking about SmackDown tonight. Dude, I legit did not give a fuck about SmackDown tonight, dude. I just did not care.
No, I didn't either. I was kind of watching it like in a coma. You know, those people that were there probably enjoyed it, but watching it on television sucks. It just doesn't translate on TV anymore to me at all. I mean, Flapjack into the Flapjacks. I mean, dude, the best part was Xavier Woods though. Dude, did you tell me you saw him spit that shit out in his face? Because that was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that shit, bro.
That was funny. That is hilarious, dude. That is a GIF, a meme, like immediately. I don't know if anybody saw it. If anybody didn't see this, I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. But this has got to be the funniest fucking thing I've seen in a long time. Watch this shit. Xavier gets the pin, and then he just fucking. Blah! 1, 2, 3, blah! And I love how he doesn't have it coming out at all, and then all of a sudden he just blah! You know, it's a joke in the back.
Like a fucking mama bird or something.
That's exactly what I wrote on Twitter, dude. I wrote best thing on SmackDown, and I think this is the greatest thing that I wrote here. I wrote best thing on SmackDown was when Mother Bird best thing on SmackDown was when Xavier Woods going fully Mother Bird on Casper. And I called Aiden English Casper. That's true.
He's white as fuck.
Dude, he's so... I'm actually probably just about as white as him, almost, but still, fuck it. I called him Casper. That's funny. But, yeah, dude, SmackDown sucks, Sausage. I'm sorry, bro. We all had to watch this shit.
Fucking garbage, bro. Dude, I was watching WWF today. I was watching Raw. were DX, they had like this bazooka, and it looked like they were like coming on the crowd.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, you have no idea. There were kids that brought super soakers to school filled with milk to reenact that at lunchtime back in middle school when they did that.
Holy shit, bro.
Dude, that shit was the balls back then. Sausage, thanks for the call. I'm going to move on. I got a bunch of callers now. 571's on the line. What's up, 571?
Oh, what's up, Joe?
What's up, baby? Make it rain Pokemon cards. How you doing?
Man, I just wanted to talk about how awful SmackDown was tonight. And, you know, like you talked about how you wanted the Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan stuff to already, already build up.
Yeah.
It's like, if you look at the rumor WrestleMania matches other than, like, Roman and Brock, like, they look pretty good. Like, I have a problem with Seth and Dean or Nakamura and AJ, but, like, it's the fact that we got to wait till all this time to get to there. What are we doing right now? I went to sleep at 8:30. I hadn't been asleep since 8:30 since I was, like, 6.
Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like they just want you to go out. They want to go out. They want to book matches. They want to book these little things. But they're not booking to entertain us weekly. Like, every week, we should be hanging, like, oh, gotta watch SmackDown tonight. That is just who thinks that anymore? Who thinks, right, oh, my God, I gotta watch it tonight? No one thinks that.
It's not must-see.
If I wasn't doing this show, I just gotta believe there's no way I'd be watching this, or it would maybe be on in the background, like, and I wouldn't really pay attention. I really believe that. 717, you're on the phone. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Oh, so who you think is gonna who you think AJ Styles' opponent is gonna be for the Royal Rumble?
Whoa, God, I don't know why that effect came on. I really think I keep saying it's gonna be Nakamura because I swear to God that they want to offset Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar with with somebody who can do that. So let's do Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles to please all those fans, and then we can do Brock and Roman Reigns.
But what if it be a triple threat match for the Royal Rumble? You got Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that, or Fatal 4-Way or something like that. They'll definitely do something dumb like that, probably. But yeah, triple threat maybe.
And who do you see returning at the Women's Royal Rumble? Like, who you seeing, like, debuting or returning, whatever?
If Asuka's in it, I would think Asuka would win it. But apparently they're saying like Ronda Rousey's gonna be there. There's like not Eve Torres, but like all those women, Kelly, could come back.
But what if the Iconic Duo debuts? Because that's what I see was going on. That's what I see was going to happen. They're going to debut at the Royal Rumble. That's what I see.
Oh man, maybe that. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I guess that could happen. But if Asuka's in it, Asuka's got to win it though if she's in it, right? I mean, like if Asuka gets eliminated, that's weird. Yeah, what's up?
One more question. I was hearing your review and you was talking shit about the Steelers, right?
People were talking shit to me about the Patriots, so then I went on the Steelers.
Because I'm a Steelers fan. But I'm not going to talk smack. All I gotta say is.
But wait a minute, wait a minute. But wait a second. Did you watch my video on the preview? I had a preview video on the Patriots versus Steelers on the Corrupted podcast channel.
I think so.
Okay, because I gave the Steelers tons of. I said the Steelers were going to beat.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did say they was going to win. But I criticized you because I know that was false because Patriots always beat the Steelers. I don't know why would you think the Steelers would beat the Patriots. I ain't gonna lie. I knew the Patriots was going to beat the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get that. Like, I know that the Patriots have done well against the Steelers, but there was just something in the air. I was like, you know what? I don't know, man. Like, I feel like the Steelers are going to be able to get this win, and then I felt like, well, the Patriots can maybe win in the playoffs, though. But it's a toss-up, dude. No, these teams could play six.
Gonna win.
Yeah, maybe. The story's written for you now that the controversial ending, and we should have maybe won that game. And now in the playoffs, we do win that game. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of written that way. But I'm never going to count the Patriots out, though. I can't do it anymore.
Hey, Joe, didn't watch SmackDown, but just stopping by to say have a kick-ass night.
D-Moon, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum. And I'm glad you stopped by to drop $5, D-Moon. I appreciate that shit. Spark the fucking lamp here. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I gave the Steelers a ton of credit. They're the best football team ever in the NFL. That's all. They've won the most Super Bowls. That's what we're going by. Isn't that the whole point of everything, to fucking win Super Bowls? If that's the case, the Steelers are the #1 team, and the Patriots are tied for #2. The Patriots want to win another Super Bowl so they can be tied for #1. If the Steelers win another Super Bowl, they pull ahead of the Patriots now by 2 Super Bowls. And then just undisputed.
You want to see my dick?
You know?
I'll take my dick out right now.
It's a big season.
I'm Sean View Entertainment. And you want to see my dick?
Oh, yeah. You know you do.
Do you want to see my dick? I will show you my penis.
I'm not sure all the 13-year-old boys on his YouTube channel wanted to see it, but he gave it to them.
With me, or else I'll show you my penis. Do you want to see my dick? Do you want to see my dick?
I watched the last half hour of SD. I made good life decision for hours, leaving the US for vacation soon. IDKY Jerry shits on women's rumble. It can only be equally worse than the men's in the past 5 years. Points Friday to Nightbot.
The Goon. Thank you, The Goon, for dropping by. Anybody wondering what he's talking about? He's talking about Mr. JD Catfucker. Well, JD Catfucker went off on a crazy rant about the Rumble and how there shouldn't be any women in the Rumble, and the women ruin everything. But I disagree with JD. See, here's where JD is wrong. The women having a Rumble doesn't ruin anything. The women having a Hell in a Cell match doesn't ruin anything. You know why? Because the men's Hell in a Cells sucked ass. 90% of the men's Hell in a Cells sucked ass. Sasha Banks and Charlotte almost had a good match. Forget that they didn't need the cell. It was dumb that they had the cell. I agree it was stupid that they had the Hell in the Cell. They didn't need to do it. But let's be honest. Charlotte and Sasha Banks having a Hell in the Cell match didn't ruin Mick Foley's legacy. I know JD was like, the same match where Mick Foley almost died. Yeah, well, the same match where Mick Foley almost died featured a bunch of bumblefuck matches before that with men in it. So where was your rage with those men's matches? Because I had some. Hell in a Cell has sucked ass until the last year or two. The Hell in the Cell finally had a good match. It hadn't had a good match in 9 years, up until I think it was, Ambrose and Seth Rollins had a decent one, and then the stuff we saw last Hell in the Cell was good, right? But it really hadn't had a good one anyway. So I mean, the women having it in Boston a few years ago, it really didn't make a difference. And the women having a Rumble doesn't ruin the men's Rumble. You know what does suck? It's not that the females get to do all this stuff. It's the way it's shoved down your throat and the way all the women have to celebrate it in a weird-ass way every single time. Like, can we just have the Rumble? Can we just say, like, and you'll all be facing off in the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, and then just be like, oh, shit, and the women got to get ready for the Rumble. And that's it. Why do they got to be like, we heard your voice, and we listened. Like, it's the same shit every time. So there's where JD is wrong. It's not wrong that there was a woman's Hell in a Cell. It's wrong with all the pomp and circumstance and crying and bullshit that they do. Because it was already ruined. It's just like when people say, oh, marriage is ruined if gay people get married. Well, not really, because this fucking guy's been divorced about 7 goddamn times and cheats on his wife.
$100.
Oh, shit!
It's donation time,
motherfucking
boy.
What the fuck is going on?
I have drunk a half bottle of liquor tonight because of this show, and I still owe shots. 2/10 because of the bullshit they gave us tonight. At least Nakamura did not eat a pin.
Wow. JP Baker, man, thank you for, holy fucking Christ, dropping $100. This show sucked a dolphin's dick tonight, JP Baker. JP Baker, you're right, man. Everything you said to me on Twitter was right. This show was a shithole. You had fucking adults dressed up as fucking reindeer! Reindeer! And a snowman! A fucking snowman! A flapjack into the flapjacks! A flapjack into the fucking flapjacks! Oh my God, JP Baker, man, thanks for the $100, dude. You just fucking energized my cock with that. I don't know what it is.
Oh my God, I'm so fucking horny. Oh my God, I'm so fucking horny. Oh my God, I'm so fucking horny. Happy fucking birthday. Oh my God, so fucking horny. Oh my God, so horny. Oh my God, so horny. Happy birthday. Oh, honey, honey, honey. Donation, donation. Time, time. Put it in my round bum.
Still here at the arena, there's a street fight between Rude and Corbin after 205.
Really?
Being here live, I give SD a crowd was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty
good.
good.
I have a feeling I'd hate to watch it and listen to commentary.
Yeah, like a Flan, it was definitely way better live. I bet you. I'm sure being there it was fun. It wasn't here. There was a sign that said by our buddy Andrew in the front row said Joe Cronin loves Road Dogg. So that was cool. It was a lot of fun. Man. I'm just trying to fix something real quick. Here we go. There we go. Look at you. Getting all nasty up in here. Lekka Flan, yeah, let me know, man. Let me know how it is. Lekka Flan is there, man. He's getting in a fight right now. JP Baker and Lekka Flan, thanks for the big donations. The Goon before that. So, where do we go here? Where's my page? My page crashed. My list of notes exploded into a million pieces. The fans were chanting for Bryan. I mean, there's just almost no way to make him a heel ever. Daniel Bryan could do anything. He could sodomize somebody in the middle of the ring, and it would still be, he would be cheered by everybody. The Usos versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. Decent little match. I love the Usos, man. They're so legit as the champions. I absolutely love it. I know Rusev Day is taking over everywhere. People are pushing them. And they returned into the comedy act with the New Day tonight. It seems like most of the tag division is a comedy act other than the Usos. They really need to get some people in there that can wrestle the Usos, which Chad can.
What's up, Joe Smackdown? Put me in a fucking coma tonight. Fuck Vince and his lazy ass.
Yeah.
Booking in the hell with his stupid ass holiday showdown matches 3/10.
These holiday theme matches are really getting old. Like, I mean, they were old. It was dumb from the beginning mostly, but they've gotten way old, Triple Gaming. And thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. But they've gotten so old, like it's out of control. I couldn't give a crap. They're so embarrassing, and they really, I think they might get worse every time. Other than when Xavier would spit that shit out into the face of Casper, that was funny. 908,
Hello?
what's up? You're live on the air, 908. How you doing?
Yeah, what's up, Joe? I just came from the event, and the dark match was the Colognes and the Mojo Rally versus Zack Ryder and Breezango. So we got our fashion files for this.
What happened to the Colognes being fired or released? Didn't they get released? Why do we keep seeing them?
I don't know.
Isn't that
they
weird?
appeared in the dark match. Yeah. Like the match before the show. They were there.
They were there. All right. Well, it's so weird.
Did you enjoy the crowd? Was the crowd good?
The crowd was pretty good. Yeah, it was a decent crowd. Yeah, they were good. I mean, they didn't get much to cheer for to me, but the people were ready to go. It was a good crowd. It was just anything that happened, I blame WWE. I did not hang up on you. I don't know why I lost you, 908. The call dropped or Skype dropped you, so I'm sorry about that, bro. But you guys were great. The crowd was nice. New Jersey was on, baby. They were thinking about the Devils, man. They were like, let's go. I don't even know how the Devils are doing this year in hockey. I haven't been paying attention. But yeah, so the tag match was all right, whatever. It starts and it's over. Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable get the victory. Kind of surprising, but Jay and Gable go to the top for the big double team, and they get the non-title win, the clean victory, sort of. Gable blocked the super kick, dropped Jimmy on his neck, big German suplex. I mean, they were rolling. I mean, I was really surprised that they did that they allowed them to beat the Usos. And really, the Usos were definitely playing the heels in that case, because you would see a heel lose like that, and then they would get the victory, at the pay-per-view or whatever. So I'm shocked, to be honest, that happened. I would just keep building the Usos. I know that they're trying to build somebody else to face them, but nobody else is over like them. Nobody else is over like them. Nobody else is wrestling like them. Nobody else can speak like them right now. And their wrestling has always been really well. You know, the Usos have always wrestled like a 7.5. I give their wrestling always like a 7.5. I think when Jordan and Gable were in there, Jordan and Gable were hitting I don't mean Shelton and Gable. I mean Jordan and Gable. You know, they were wrestling like an 8.5. And they were really elevating the Usos, and they were both doing it, but a lot of times the fans were behind the Usos instead of Jordan and Gable, although many people loved Jordan and Gable and did cheer for their wrestling moves and some of the spots and things that they would do. They had great chemistry. But right now it feels like there's just nobody that's on the level of the Usos. And the Rusev Day stuff is probably one of the most over things in the division besides the champs. So you would logically think that Rusev Day would verse the Usos, but the Rusev Day stuff is just on a different plane. Like, you don't want to sacrifice what the Usos have done to legitimize those belts and legitimize themselves to give the comedy act the titles when they don't need to. But you also don't want to put the comedy act in that fucking reindeer shit match tonight that we saw, in my opinion. But 856, you're live on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up? SmackDown tonight was, it was, I guess, decent. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Raw last night. Raw was just terrible. But SmackDown, I mean, there were some redeeming qualities. I liked the Daniel Bryan segment, and I liked the Dolph Ziggler segment. I don't know why AJ, Randy Orton, and Nakamura are all tagging together. Like, why do they keep pairing Nakamura and Randy Orton together? This is like the 50,000th time that Orton and Nakamura have tagged together, and it like makes no sense. Like, do they have some kind of fucking like secret love relationship in the back? Like, I don't know why.
It's honestly, it's because, I swear to God, it's because they're delaying. It's like people say they don't know what to do. Like, a lot of people say they don't know what to do, so they just put them all together. I think the problem is I think they know what they're going to do in the future, so right now they're stalling to get to whatever they're going to do by putting all the good guys together and whatever. It's a schmoz match. So yeah, it's just it's lazy booking. That's what it is. It's lazy booking. Put all the good guys together against the bad guys. It's just lazy.
It's like that end of the year booking. Like, it's sort of like, okay, we need to get to this week. So Royal Rumble's just right around the corner. So 2017 is almost over. Just put the good guys versus bad guys. Just get all that shit out of the way. And I wouldn't be so like, you know, annoyed by it. It's just like to see this match it's sort of like how last year the same match happened over and over again on Raw, just in different pairings. Like, Jericho and Owens were constantly going against Reigns and Rollins.
Yeah.
The same thing is happening with like Nakamura and Orton versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, just in like different types of matches. And it's like, it's been happening for the past like 3 or 4 weeks. And it's boring. And when they have a match between these two teams every week, what was the point of putting it as a sort of the co-main event of 2 nights ago for the pay-per-view?
Yeah, we've never seen a time in history where like the same wrestlers just keep wrestling every week. There's never a storyline like, oh, you know, they're at a bar and they get in a fight, or someone gets in a fight in the back and then steals the other guy's car, or something happens somewhere, or there's an attack, or there's just almost never any of that. It's all cookie cutter. It really feels like the video game. Like, it's like if there's
this is like the show that nobody really cares about when they're playing universe mode. So just the same two people are facing each other like every week.
Even SmackDown, no, Raw too. They both do this. Like, it's like if there's an attack.
Yeah, Raw does it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, but if there's an attack in the back, it's always like, oh, he got attacked in the back. Yeah, that was it. It's like, that's why it's all like the video game, and that's why it all just feels like, oh, who cares?
It's very formulaic, especially with the way that things are booked on Raw. Like, oh, someone's called out. Hey, I don't like what you did, and I want to face you. And then somebody else comes out. It's like, no, I want to face this guy. And then another person comes out, I want to face this guy.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Angle is forced to say his catchphrase, you guys will be playing a triple threat match. Oh, it's true, stand true. Like, it's like, oh my God.
It's so bad,
so many
dude.
times.
It's the same thing. You're right. They come out and it's like, oh, you know, I want you in this match, and now someone else comes out. I deserve the match, and then okay, it's a triple threat to go to. It's
Kurt
like,
Angle. I'm sorry,
dude. If you explain to somebody, like, read them a Raw from 1998, you were like, Paul Bear is going to go down a sewer drain. You know, then this is going to happen. They wouldn't believe it. Here comes a donation. Let me put you on hold 1 second. There's a donation coming in. My bad. You probably can't hear it.
It's Null Death Day.
Null Death Day.
Rusev is really over with that shit, but I sort of miss when he was an unstoppable heel. If Lana would come out of a cake for Rusev Day in a bikini, that would be better. SmackDown is the adopted fat stepchild, also known as Tommy.
Oh, God. You compared Tommy to SmackDown? That's horrible. No Death, thanks for the 666. It is a fucking redheaded stepchild. Okay, go ahead.
The past 4 WrestleMania main events, including this one, have all involved Roman Reigns and have all involved part-timers. Yeah. And it's just like, it's like the worst pairing you can have for hardcore fans. Like, nobody wants part-timers to main event WrestleMania, and nobody wants Roman main event WrestleMania. But for some reason, they continually book part-timers and Roman Reigns to main event, and it's just like this is kind of them just saying "fuck you" to the fans. Like, oh, you don't want this? Well, I'll give you this, but the real focus is going to be on this. We're going to pretend that we listen to you by putting AJ and Nakamura possibly in WrestleMania, but really nobody's going to give a shit about that because we're doing the main event for Roman and Brock, a match that's going to be fucking boring and I'm going to forget about by next week or the week after.
Yeah, and they've planned all this too, so they're just going to go and do it because they planned it.
Thanks for having me on the show, Joe. I can't wait to watch Monetize This Friday. Last Monetize This was crazy. I just wanted to talk to you about it, and it was amazing. Fucking Ken, he only won because of a guest. He would have been champion if Brian Himmelfarb didn't fucking turn heel. I was campaigning for you all week, and
I can't believe
that
it.
Fucking blew my mind.
I was gonna have a sex celebration all week with that belt, but I'm gonna have to do something else now.
Yeah, Leah at the beginning, she was like, "I'm not doing a page thing with the belt," and then by the end of the night, she was pissed off and
she was
drunk.
She's
like, "Fucking jerk off on the belt with me. I don't care."
Yeah, she was drunk and angry by the end of the night. Yeah, she was like, "We're gonna do all kinds of stuff to it." It was like, what?
Even if I don't win.
That's awesome, dude.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, bye-bye. Thanks for the call. Good call. Monetize This Friday will be awesome. I'm ready. We're going to be doing a couple interesting things on Monetize This to see who faces the champ. I mean, first of all, the person who wins the most leading up to the episode 146, will get a shot at the title. And I believe that we'll be doing also, there's another stipulation that's going to be coming in there that I can't talk about yet because I haven't figured it out totally, but you'll be getting to basically where there'll be 2 spots. 2 spots. There might even be just 1 spot sometimes. And so the person who has the most wins on Monetize This will have... So let's say, what is there, 5? How many episodes are we at? We got 6 episodes, or 5 episodes until the 146. So in 5 episodes, let's say I win 3 of them, right? I'm in. And let's say Leah wins and JB wins the other 2. Well, they're tie, right? So we have to either break it down by their points or they're both in. So then it would be JB, Leah, and me versus Ken, but that'd be almost everybody. So that's why I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking that it will be just the one person who gets the most points. So like if I win 3 of the Monetize Thises leading up to 146, and then Leah and JB win 1, that's it. Or we take the person who had the most points of all those nights. We'll come up with something, and then it could be, Ken versus me versus JB, and just us. You can't vote for anybody else. There's no points to anybody else but us 3. Someone's gonna win or retain that belt, and it'll be interesting. The name Monetize This has gone to a whole Whole crazy level. Because originally the name Monetize This was because we couldn't get monetized. We were doing so much terrible shit on that show that we could never get ad revenue. And that's basically where that came from. Yeah, Leah's competitive, man. She gets crazy vicious. And like if she don't win then, like the rest of your life is horrible. She'll cut you into pieces and then rape you. Right, Leah? I'm a winner. And she goes, "I'm a winner," she says. See? Psycho. I mean, competitive. Oh, that's crazy. I love it though. All right, let me see where we're at on this chart here. Oh yeah, so Benjamin and Gable won. That was wild. Charlotte Flair comes out and she just gives this thing about the women's rumble that seemed odd and awkward to me. Like they forced her to go out there. I blame all of this on Stephanie McMahon. I feel like she's hijacked the women. Don't you feel like that? Don't you feel like Stephanie has hijacked the fucking women? Like the women were tearing it up in NXT, right? All you got to do is say, "Hey, Sasha Banks and Bayley and everybody, we love what you're doing on NXT. Come up here and do it on the main roster. We'll keep the storyline similar. Let's go. We want those matches. Let's tear it up. Come on up." But instead, it's almost like Stephanie ran everybody over and like put her arms around the women and was like, "See, I'm the one that did. I'm with these guys." Like that's what it feels like. It feels like that snake salesman who comes in when you created something, and the snaky salesman comes in like he was his idea and then tries to sell it for you. You know what I mean? That happens all the time. It's like that McDonald's movie with fucking Batman. You know? It's the same thing. I feel like she came in and hijacked this to be like, cause she's got all this social justice warrior stuff going on. She's one of those people that's like, "We did it. The women did it. Except for China. I hope she oh, she's gone." Yeah, okay. I don't believe it. And the other thing is, it's obnoxious, and it's ruining the whole thing. It's not ruining it that there's a women's Rumble. It's not ruining it that there was a women's Hell in a Cell. It's ruining it because it doesn't feel like they did it honestly. It felt like they just did it to do it, 'cause women. That's what it felt like. You know when you do it, when Sasha Banks has and I know that she did have a feud with Charlotte, but I mean you have a brutal feud, a fucked up brutal feud, and Charlotte has these two women working for her and they're attacking Sasha, and it's just this fucking crazy feud. Where can we go where can we go next with this thing? Hell in a Cell with the women. Holy shit. But instead it's just kind of like, well, Hell in a Cell now. Because that's something else. Because they have no idea how to write stories between these people. So even better. So they've taken what the women, the essence of the women were, and how good they were, and they'd rather fucking hold the women to the side and smile and like wave at all the SJWs in the world and say, "See, we empower women. Look, we empower women. Ah, we empower women." That's what they did. That's what they fucking did. They hijacked the women just so they could say, "Look what we did." It's like when someone shows off somebody else's kid that's not theirs. Like, look at my thing that I did. It happens all the time with people. It's fucking despicable. It's like when somebody's kid is good at football and the dad is walking around town like he won the fucking championship. That's what it's like. Stephanie McMahon thinks that she's fucking the women's movement. No! And you ruined it. No reason whatsoever for these stipulations with these women in this particular time. Women's Royal Rumble, fine. You don't need to. That could have just been announced. That's true. You don't need all this shit to happen. But it's the way they hijacked it, and they had to have Stephanie come out and just be like, "We heard your voices. We are women. Just be fucking wrestlers. Just be like, we're going to have a Rumble. Get ready." Not come out and turn it into this fucking Susan G. Komen horseshit announcement. So virtue signaling. Like it's almost, it's what it's like. It's like massive virtue signaling. I can't stand it. Let's take a phone call from, oh, I lost him. Brandon just became a, Brandon Hagman's trying to call. He just became a patron the other day, so I really wanted to add him, but I lost the goddamn call. JP, what's up, man? JP Baker's on the phone.
Hold on a second, Joe.
All right.
Hold on. There it is. Hey, how's it going, man?
God does not hold.
No, what's going on, JP? What's
I'm
up?
sorry.
That's okay.
I'm behind you a little bit. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh, then go ahead and go in. How are you doing, man? What do you think of SmackDown, or what's up?
You know what I think.
Yeah, sleepy.
That show was an absolute fucking shit show.
It was a waste of time.
I heard you talking, and that's when I called in. I said, fuck it, I'm calling in. And plus, I'm doing another shot. So, that fucking Stephanie McMahon is a cunt. Sorry if you don't get monetized for that.
Well, you dropped $100, so it's paid for now.
2 tears in a bucket, fuck it. So, I'm just kidding. But fucking, I agree with you 1,220%. And that's not even a percentage, really, because it's more than 100. But what I'm saying is, why does Stephanie have to, it's the McMahons. Why do they have to be involved in fucking everything? These cunts need to go away.
I know, man. It's like they can't wait to get their smile in front of it, and not, instead of letting these women do what they can do, they got to jump out in front and start smiling and selling it all goofy. And
but but the thing about it, Joe, is it's not even a smile. It's like, here I am. Look at me. Here I go. I got big tits. I had a boob job like 15 years ago. It's already paid for, but whatever.
Hey, look.
I love this fucking company, but they just keep fucking giving us fucking shit. You know what I mean?
They're so
it's horrible.
They would just they really just want to mail it in, man. It feels like not only is this PG, but it's just mailed in PG crap that they go through. And again, it's all cookie cutter. It's like the video game. It really is. It's just go out there, set up the match, say a couple things, and then we got a match. Yay. And that's it. And that's why it sucks. And then if they're not going to give us wrestling, if they're not going to give us like really good wrestling, like great wrestling, then everything is noticeable, because it's like, well, this isn't entertaining unless you're there. If you're there, it feels a little bit better. Hey, Nick from Australia's on the phone too. What's up, Nick?
Hey, Nick.
This show fucking sucked my Australian cock.
Absolutely. This fucking show, I swear to God, why they continue, and this is after a pay-per-view. They need to start building the fucking Royal Rumble. So now what they're giving us, and the donation that I gave you had to do with the fucking Shinsuke Nakamura thing, and we talked about it last night. I'm like, where are they going? So next week they're gonna fucking pin or beat the shit out of Shinsuke Nakamura. Where is this going? Where is it gonna go?
I don't know. If it could, you know what? It could go to WrestleMania. Like, I hope it doesn't, but it's Randy Orton and Shinsuke versus the Owens and Zayn at WrestleMania, and if they lose, they leave SmackDown. Like
the scary thing to me is they might do a 5-way.
Yeah, that's true.
They could do a Shinsuke versus AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal versus you know what I mean? It's just,
oh God, I hope no. I really hope that they go with Shinsuke maybe winning the Rumble, because that would be something. But what about, somebody said Dolph winning it, and it's like, it's true. Couldn't you see it happening? Yeah, maybe, but I don't think so. I still think Shinsuke.
Well, when Dolph dropped the title tonight, I was sitting there, and I did a stream again tonight. I'm sitting there, I'm like, hold on, guys, just hold on a second. He dropped the title. So he's leaving. He's coming back. He's not going to leave, but it's the whole Vince McMahon's like, okay, so we're going to do this, but we're really not going to do this. Why? Why does Vince continue? He needs to go. That's just the bottom fucking line. And is he going to go? No.
He might wait. Well, he might want to go with this rumor that he wants to maybe run this XFL thing, and
you know, I tweeted that out, and I'm like, because I seen it in my moments thing, and I'm like, I gotta tweet this shit the fuck out. Are you kidding me? If he does this whole fucking XFL thing again, he can't even fucking run one fucking show, let alone an XFL. Look at what it did to him last time. It overtaxed him.
I can't believe that he would do this. There's a lot of rumors though that like Donald Trump is in on this because, you know, all the people are down on NFL, and Donald Trump hates the NFL, and he's friends with Vince, and Donald owns some XFL stuff. So I don't know.
I think he does. If you watch that 30 for 30, I think he does, because him and Vince, and that all came back to that feud. He's like, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours thing.
Right, but. And
I'm not going to lie, and to all the people out there, I did vote for him, but I voted for him for a different reason than everybody thinks. Yeah, whatever.
Well, there's a lot of people that voted for him for. That's why he won, because so many different people voted for him. That's true. That's why he did win. Yeah. You had your standard Republicans and stuff that did end up voting for him, but you had a lot of people that voted for him that were not used to voting for a Republican or didn't think they would vote for him, and it's because of the way the world was going, and maybe they got suckered now, it seems a little bit like, but, you know, but how can you blame me? You know, you've seen what Hillary did, so, I mean, you know, you get political, and we've seen that, so I think some people just like, fuck that, I'm not going with Hillary, I already know she's crazy, I'm going to go with the guy who actually sounds crazy anyway. Like, fuck it, you know, it happens. You know, but yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And yeah, Vince, this is all on Vince, because you know Triple H does what they do on NXT is great. If you could take what they do on NXT and turn it up with the entertainment level a little bit, it would be so good. And you could do it with PG, because NXT is mostly PG. So, you know,
I talked about that. Honestly, Joe, I talked about that tonight. The Ruthless Aggression era, and I know why the Ruthless Aggression era went away, is Chris Benoit. Who cares? His name is out there. Everybody knows he was in WWE. That was the reason the Ruthless Aggression era went away. But you could have changed the name, but you need to come up with a different name. This is why creative is so fucking horrible, because they can't come up with their own fucking shit.
Yeah, they don't think of anything. Look at bringing Goldberg back and stuff, and I know that was cool and everything, but you know, ratings were dropping then, and then they brought him back and ratings went up, and it's almost like they're like, wow, we're doing the right thing, but they're really not. It's always a mask. It's always like they get away with booking some match that sells, and that's true that it does do that, but their week-to-week progress and entertainment of a show is terrible. It's piss poor. It's so horrible that the ratings will just keep falling. If they didn't have Lesnar and The Undertaker, and The Undertaker's gone now maybe, but, you know, all those type of names and Goldberg coming back and stuff like that, the ratings would just get worse and worse, because they just can't write for, they're not writing anything for these people. Their writing is terrible. They're too scripted. The scripts are terrible. And nobody can get over, because everything is so safe and cookie cutter, and everything they do is wrong.
Yep. And it's the whole thing is, and I had the word on the tip of my tongue, and you hit it on the point, and I wish I could just go back and say what you just said, but
sodomize.
No, it's not sodomized. That's what they need to do.
Sodomy.
They need to, it's all about just going back and just being yourself. Let these guys just do what they got to do. And yes, you can tell a story in the ring, but you can't just, okay, we're going to have a 5-minute match. Try to tell a story.
Yeah.
You guys can't do that today.
Well, and sometimes they did let them, sometimes they do let them do something and they fail at it. And then, like, that's it. They gave them the one chance and that's it. They shut it down, like, right away. Like,
but they're not putting the right people in the ring. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes that's true. I mean, Hell in a Cell, look at Hell in a Cell. They were like, let's give the women the main event. And then they didn't do something. It wasn't quite right. I don't know what they were doing in that main event. The match was pretty good, and then it went downhill. And I don't know what they were doing, and I feel like, you know, in the back, if that match was up to Sasha and Charlotte, then in the back, you know, they had to have been saying like, "Wow, that was a mistake." And ever since then, it's felt like they cared almost not a lot at all.
Yep. Yep, totally agree with you, 100%.
But they're also not building any storylines, and they were always just flip-flopping the belt on Sasha, so she's irrelevant. They just built Charlotte to the moon. So, I mean, they made Charlotte look good, and I almost think that they were just like, well, we have to have one woman be the John Cena of the women's division, so we're just going to push Charlotte like crazy to do that. But if you look at what happened on NXT, that's not how they did it there. But they feel like the audience on the main roster is different than the audience in NXT. But I feel like if you, how is that audience gonna know what they're supposed to like or that they might like if they don't see it? They don't watch NXT. So if they see Charlotte and Sasha just tear it up one night on a pay-per-view or on a Raw, and they fucking really do, they tear it up, people go, oh shit, like these women are awesome, or I didn't know wrestling could be this exciting. That's what people are going to think. 14-year-old kids, 15-year-old kids, they're going to be like, wow, I didn't know wrestling could be this exciting. And then if you start having backstage stuff and storytelling that's good again and not annoying and stupid and seeming like it's on a set, and have somebody think that, holy shit, is this real? What's going on? Then that's what makes people tune in, and they have none of that. What are you looking forward to next week on either show? I don't give a shit.
Nope. And but the whole thing is, and I remember what I was going to say, just real quick, and then I'll let you.
I wish I was as drunk as you, though. I'll tell you that. I wish I hadn't drank at all yet.
I wasn't expecting it, but I got this for a Christmas present today. Cherry McGillicuddy. I drank it during a bowling tournament, and the owner of the bar, just real quick, the owner of the bar said, if you guys continue to throw strikes because I don't want this team to win, I will buy your shot. So we're like, Cherry McGillicuddy, motherfucker. So we drank an entire bottle of Cherry McGillicuddy, both of us, and each drank a bottle of Cherry McGillicuddy. So I'm like, if WWE fucks up tonight, which they did fucking numerous times, and I still owe shots, which I'm going to do one here in a second, I'm like, I will do shots. So I'm like, fuck it. So we ended up winning the tournament. I bowled like a 280, and my friend ended up bowling like a 270. We ended up winning the tournament. We ended up bowling 1,000 as a team, and we had a 130 average person on our team. We made that without her being on the team. But whatever. Neither here nor there.
That's pretty crazy, man. I do that candle pin, if you remember. I know.
You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to get out east one of these days, and I'm going to come out there, and we're going to go do that. But I want you to come to the Midwest, and I want you to bowl a 3-game series with me.
I've gotten a lot better at 10-pin than I used to be, so it's good now. But yeah, I like it now. But I just, something about those smaller balls, I feel like I'm pitching on the pitcher's mound, But yeah, it's weird. I like both. See, I'm used to both. I like to doing either one, but I'm way better at the candle pin. But yeah, it's so weird, dude. I had no idea as a kid that was a New England thing. So like years later, when people were like, "What are you talking about?" It blew my mind. I thought that was just like worldwide. This is bowling, and then I realized like I never see that on TV. I only see those 10-pin balls and the big balls, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I feel like a weirdo or something.
It's one of those things, but yeah. So and now I forgot what again. We went off on a bowling tangent. What the fuck? But
who cares? WWE sucks anyway. We talked about bowling.
Yeah, it does. And that was the whole show tonight because I was talking in the chat because I actually got my Skype up and all this shit, and I'm like all fucking excited, and I was able to take calls on my show tonight. I'm like fucking A. So I was talking to them guys instead of paying attention to the show. Fuck it, I don't care. But you know what? That $100 donation to you, Joe, was to you. I appreciate everything you do, and this is an honest-to-God's truth thing. I love you. Peace out. You are the man.
No, I really appreciate it.
You are the man. So this one's to you, brother. Love you.
Thanks, man. Thank you, JP. I love you, man. You are a beast. That was very nice of you, man. Thank you so much. You have a good night, JP. What a nice guy, man. He dropped $100 goddamn on me. That was crazy. Hey, Nick from Australia, you got anything else you wanted to mention?
Yeah, what would you give SmackDown out of 10? I'll give it a 3.5, I reckon.
I literally was gonna say 3 out of 10, so I give tonight's show a 3 out of 10. Absolutely.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good because the show sucked.
It sucked, yeah.
I'll tell you something. It's so fucking hard to watch this shit because, like, right now in Australia, it's fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's summertime. It's 41 fucking degrees at this house.
Oh
at
my
my
God.
home here. And I'm watching this shit in the fucking lounge room, and it's like 35 when I'm watching it, and then it gets fucking hotter. And then, like, the fucking aircon is fucked. So I'm fucking watching the cunt, days and off, middle of the fucking day.
And for Americans, that's about 90 degrees in Australia.
Yeah, like
people here are like,
dead.
it's cold there because it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit here, and that means it's snowing. So it's snowing here.
Yeah,
but we're
here
it's 90. It's which is 30. Would you say 32 or 35?
Yeah,
35. Like 35 is like 95 in Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's dude. I don't know how you guys do it. Like people really seriously like WWE fans that are in any other country besides the North America. It's like, how do you do it? Because like UK, it's like the middle of the night. Australia, it's like the middle of the day. You're stopping in your day to like be like, oh, let me watch this, and like you're like ready to go to bed now in the middle of the day because this shit's so boring.
Exactly.
But like, you guys are used to Americans being crazy and entertaining you. Like, what is this crap?
Like it's also sometimes it's easier to give it like a high rating than in America because like usually we're like wide awake, but like in America you're watching it at nighttime and everyone's working and you're like, oh, I'm so fucking tired. I'm tired at like 9 o'clock.
That's
but like
true.
in Australia, it's like you like in Australia everyone's giving it like a 5 and a 6, and it's a little bit more easier to watch.
Yeah, because you're like, whatever, I've got the rest of the day. I've got the rest of the day to do stuff. Like, whatever, I'll turn it off. It was pretty good, whatever. But yeah, in America, it's like, this is the last thing I'm watching at night, and I'm like, and you're drowning. And so, yeah, I get you. You're right. That's a good point.
You're like, exactly, and you're like, you're fucked and you're tired. So, like, yesterday, I'd give Raw like a 4.5, maybe. And then, like, today, it was like one of those ones where you just want to go to sleep, and it's hot, and I'm fucking tired, and there's nothing to do in this heat and shit.
Yeah, dude, I it's so weird too because like there's so many people listening from Australia. Like I can't tell you, dude, the Australian growth on my channel. I can read the demographics. It's gone way up. I think it's got something to do with me, like broadcasting late here, and to you guys it's like nighttime. So, like
definitely because like when Monetize this starts, it's like fucking I think it's like 3:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And then we get to watch that for like 3 hours, and it's on a Saturday here, and like it's either everyone's at the pub or we're just like at home, and we get to watch the whole thing. And like in America, it's like late at night, and people are just falling asleep.
I told you about that time when I was thinking about Australia because one day I was just sitting.
Yeah, so
I was like, yeah, man, what's it? I go, I don't know why. It just all of a sudden it blew my mind to think about like, what if I just moved? What if I moved to Australia? Like, how different would that be? How weird would that be if I did that? Like, it'd be so weird.
It would be bizarre. It'd be very hard to watch wrestling because, like, usually everyone's working. But for me, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I have off, and I only work like Thursday and Friday, which is there's no wrestling on that day.
Yeah.
And then like on Sunday, it's like nothing on here either. So it's like the start of the week, I get to watch whatever. But at the end of the week, I'm like really busy, so it's like
is a lot of stuff like that. Is a lot of stuff like that though, where like, because like, how much stuff over there is depending on American, like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys have your own channels and shows over there, but I mean, how much stuff are you guys watching over there that's American versus like what's local in Australia?
Oh, there's a lot of TV shows that are like. That are run in America, like you got like The Simpsons and you got like Sex in the City and all that shit. But like,
that's the one.
The fucking commercials here really fucking annoy me. Like today they had that Total Divas commercial like fucking 7 times, I reckon.
Yeah, we saw that too. I was like, I want to shoot myself, man. What the fuck?
Oh, and then you look on the screen and you got like Nikki Bella and you're like, oh fucking hell, get off.
Yeah, dude, it's the same way here. It's so shitty with these. It's all the money. They want money, man.
Dude, everything about commercials is fucking awful.
I get Google things saying like want to move to Australia for like not a lot, like, and they like they're trying to get people to move to Australia. It's the craziest thing. We talked about this, but I still get it. Like want to move to Australia. Like we have all these things, and it's funny because like from what I understand, I keep saying this that like there's like a little bit of a homeless, like a small homeless issue population there, but they're like giving the homes away to people from outside the country because they're trying to move people in from other places.
Also, one thing I've noticed about America, I'm pretty sure I Googled this not long ago. I was having a look at the rent in America.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Holy fuck, it is fucked over there. It's a bit cheaper here. I know that.
It's like
my rent's like.
Put it this way, like a small apartment for like we have 3 kids, so a small apartment, like let's say we had 3 bedrooms or whatever, it would be like at least, if not $2,000, at least $1,800, if not $2,000 US. So $2,000 US to rent an apartment, you know, and let's say we rented a crammed apartment. Like we have a bedroom and our kids all live in the same bedroom. So like there's 2 bedrooms and it's an apartment. Like you're looking at least $1,500 in the US where we are. Now you have to keep in mind it's different because America's huge. So like it's like state to state it's different. Some states, you know, you can go to places where it's a lot cheaper because it's huge, man. It's like 15 different countries in one. But basically it would be about $1,500 for me to rent a place, right? But if I buy a house for $250,000 US, our mortgage for the house would be the same amount. It would be about $1,400 or $1,500 a month. So it's just like you might as well get a house if you can, you know. But it's all the problem is there's all these strict rules on how to get a house now and shit. So that's what sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Well, with my house, I pay like $300 rent a fortnight, and it's like fucking hell. It's hard to fucking pay this shit. Plus, you got to pay your fucking water bill and your fucking power bill, and then like, it adds up quick, and like money just goes nowhere, and it's really hard. But you know,
it's expensive there. You guys have a lot of money there. It's pretty. I mean, like things are expensive in Australia. Like a lot of people like, oh, I'm gonna move somewhere else. I'm gonna move to Australia. I'm like, good. I hope you have a good job because it's pretty expensive out there.
I reckon to survive in Australia with a house and all the money you got to buy with water bills and shit, you probably need to make about $1,000 a week to be set. To be exact, you need to make probably $800 to $1,000 a week to make sure you're all fine. Because if you're only making like $400 a fortnight or $200 a week, you're not gonna have much fucking money left.
Yeah, that's crazy. Gina just said 3-bedroom apartments in Arizona. Is it Arizona? In her area are $750 a month unless it's subsidized housing. So that's not bad, but nowhere near that here. Carlos Lopez, $700 a month for 3-bedroom. Not here.
Well,
I
it's
gotta
a bit
move.
cheaper here, but I remember about 5 years ago, this place was like $170, and then it just went up to $300, and now they want to put up to $400, and I'm like, are you fucking serious?
When we rented our last apartment back in 2010, it was $900 a month.
Yeah. For
a small place, but now you can't really find that around here anymore. But I'm in a pretty good state. You know, I'm in a state that's fairly well off. Like we do a lot of. It's weird because like we're fairly rich here, but we're democratic. So it's weird because we have all these support systems for the poor. We have all this, but we're a rich state. So it's a weird we live in a weird state.
Shit bum
coming in.
I thought Naomi was going to come out and for a title shot, but she decided to be the first woman to put herself in the Royal Rumble. If any woman comes out and asks for a title shot, they would instantly become the #1 contender. Ziggy, Natty.
Ziggy and Natty. WWE violin. That's a good point. What the hell? Thanks for the $5. Nick, man, drop something else before you go. I'm gonna let you go, but say your last deal here.
Fucking, I'm very I was thinking about the Royal Rumble, which is not far away now, and like Nakamura's the favorite at the moment to win it, but wouldn't it make sense for a SmackDown guy to win it since Raw's got the Elimination Chamber next year?
Yeah, absolutely. Although I think we thought What do we
But
think?
yeah, last year didn't Orton win last year, and SmackDown had the Chamber as well. So I'm scared that Roman's going to win in Philadelphia again, which would be very fucking annoying.
Oh
but
my God!
I'm praying that Nakamura wins.
I'll eat my own ass if I see Roman. The Rumble has sucked. It really has been awful.
I will fucking if Roman Reigns wins the Rumble, I will video myself headbutting a fucking door.
All right, we'll do that, and I'll try to break a TV or something. Get like find a TV that's like already broken, and just put yourself through it. I've got old wrestling. I've got old wrestling toys in a ring here that I'll just smash. Yeah, put yourself in all the wrestling toys, man. Thank you, Nick. Nick, all the way from Australia. That's our Australian connection. Shout out to everybody listening to us, by the way. Everybody who's listening tonight in Australia or New Zealand. Got a good following over there in New Zealand and Australia. Let's go to one more call here. Brandon Hagman's on the phone. What's up, Brandon?
What's going on, man?
New patron.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man.
You deserve it, buddy. Man, SmackDown was god-awful. Like, I mean, not as bad as Raw, I guess, but it's just shit, dude.
I only think it's not as bad because it wasn't as long.
Yeah, that's true. Well, man, the first thing that popped in my mind when Ziggler laid down his title, he wants to be like Shawn Michaels so bad. I really think they're going to do like a U.S., like a tournament or something to crown a new U.S. champion, and he's going to come back and they're going to have like a double belt ladder match at WrestleMania.
Oh,
like,
my God.
That's like the first thing that I thought of.
Oh, my God. Well, maybe Ziggler lost his smile, too, on top of that.
He's been doing that, though. Like, when he comes down, before they did this whole, cutting off his entrance and stuff, he used to come down and smile and, like, point at it. Like, he's Shawn Michaels,
Oh, my God.
Oh, God, it sucks.
It really, it's sad, actually.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, it really is. You guys were talking about Stephanie, too, like, stealing basically all the progress that the women are doing.
Yep.
Not just she's stealing the spotlight, but also you have like all the women out there. Like every single time they do one of these things, you have all the women out there together. It has nothing to do with the storyline. It's just it's ruining every storyline they have. Like having all the friends out there like clapping and chanting together.
You're breaking kayfabe. They're all hugging each other and kissing each other, and Stephanie jumps in there and you just roll your eyes like, what the hell? Yeah, it ruins it.
Like what's Alexa doing out there? She's not going to be in it. She's like they've forgotten the championship ever since Paige came back.
And why was Charlotte out there like smiling and promoting it? And I get that like you're proud and stuff, but you're like, oh my God, it's becoming more about women than the actual individuals. And the individuals needs to matter because otherwise it doesn't matter who wins. All that matters is we did a women's rumble. It doesn't matter who won.
Yeah. And what the hell is Naomi doing out there announcing that she's in it? Like there's only 6 fucking women on SmackDown. Like of course you're going to be in it. Like,
I'm going to be in the women's. It's like, yeah, no shit, Naomi. Yeah, exactly. It's
God,
so stupid.
It's so bad. I guess in your mind, do you think that they're planting seeds for Daniel Bryan versus Shane, like just in case, like Daniel Bryan gets cleared?
It does feel like a weird slow burn. I can't imagine they started doing all this stuff if it's not going to lead to something at WrestleMania. And I know that I was tweeting out tonight like, this sucks. Like, why didn't they do? And I know that a lot of people say like, well, come on, you gotta wait. It's going to happen, whatever. But I'm still impatient because there's nothing going on ever. So it's like, let's see what this leads to. And it didn't lead to anything yet, and I know it will eventually, but that just shows you how bad the week-to-week show is. They can create these long-term ideas, but their week-to-week show is so awful because these long-term ideas are too long-term. I feel like they're booking way too ahead of time.
For sure. It's taken the focus off of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, too. Like, it's not about them anymore. It's about Daniel Bryan and Shane, so what's going to happen to Kevin Owens and Sammy? Like they're just going to like, go off into obscurity or unless they keep them involved.
They'll turn on each other. They'll turn on each other.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
There's the opening WrestleMania match.
Yeah. So, last thing before I'll let you go to somebody else or do whatever you're going to do. The whole Matt Hardy thing, you said you talked to him quite a bit about, the broken gimmick and all that kind of stuff. If they were going to keep him off of TV for the past couple weeks, why don't they just like give him a camera and let him go back home and film some of the stuff like they did in TNA? Like it's going to be a lot better if you don't have him in front of a blue screen,
I think Yeah, I think Vince still wants control of it being there, and he's doing other stuff that like requires him to kind of be there. So I think that's why. But you're right. I mean, I think
they could do. You know, you're thinking like Rebby and maybe Senor Benjamin are going to be involved at some point, right? Like they're going to include them in this thing.
I would like to hope so, that they would, or that they would go to his house. You know what I mean? They would go to the compound. I think that eventually is probably got to happen.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you start it there? Like you have Hardy's stuff at his house, like House Hardy or whatever, and then you have Bray do his stuff from the compound or whatever, and then you have like a big battle that's, I mean, if they do a battle at the compound, it's not going to be live in front of people anyway. So go ahead and set up this story like they both have battlegrounds or whatever. You know?
They've been wrestling a lot too, though, like on house shows and stuff. So I don't know if they're doing dark match stuff. I mean, I haven't read that tonight, but maybe they're not. Maybe they are, but maybe they're not. I don't know. So yeah, it's weird that they have to come all the way out there, have this curtain up there. And for all we know, he isn't even there. I don't know, but he probably is. But they put this curtain up and they film it all. They do it all that way. Yeah, to come all the way to Raw to just film this, you know, promo that you could have done on video. But I mean, you got the guy moving the chess pieces around for him and moving the fishbowl out of the way. I guess that's, you know,
whatever.
It's stupid. You know, I thought he smashed the fishbowl. I thought he said delete and then he smashed the fish.
He's like smacked it on. Yeah.
I thought Napoleon died, and that was hilarious to me. And then I watched it again and I was waking up. I fell asleep and Leah was like, "Wake up, Dan! Wake up! Matt Hardy's on the TV." And I woke up and I was like, "What?" Oh, and I started watching and I started laughing because I thought he smashed the fish. And that would have been funny to me, but I guess he just smashed the chess pieces. So
yeah, Rebby asked if they were going to have seafood after the show.
Yeah,
so
that's Leah said that.
Thought, yeah,
Leah told me that, and I said the same thing. I go, "Oh, then he did smash the fish. I get it."
Yeah, I thought he did too. Yeah.
Oh well.
Anyway, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you taking my call.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Brandon, being a new patron too. $5 patron on Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. All the bonus shit over there. I love you guys. I've run over my time that I wanted to be able to do here tonight for this SmackDown review. Hey, 3 out of 10 is really not much to say. It was a mess, as always. Underwhelming, mess, sleepy, boring. The women have been hijacked by the machine that is WWE's social justice warrior crap that they want to do. They can't just let the women be the woman and have the women's Royal Rumble. They have to parade it around to show everyone. It's the same thing as if you donate to kids with cancer. You raise money and you donate to kids with cancer, and then one night you come on your show and you say, I'm really proud of everybody. Thank you so much. It was really cool. We got to donate a lot of money to those kids with cancer, so I hope that really helps them, and thank you guys for the big-time support. Anyway, moving on. But no, the WWE is like this. We were able to donate to Tom and Michael. These are the faces of the kids with cancer that we helped. You made that possible. We made that possible together. And it's like, and then you're just like, shut the fuck up. I wish you never donated to anybody at this point. Jesus Christ. Waterboy with $1 says, you think Dolph Ziggler will come back next week with the new U.S. Championship? Hey, I think so. I think maybe. It does seem like it's like he's going to come back and do something. It doesn't seem like he really left. I think it's a big troll job, to be honest. I'm never going to believe Dolph leaves until I see Dolph leave. And it's like been 4 months and he hasn't been back. That's when I'll believe Dolph is gone. But yeah, probably coming back to do something. My name is Joe Cronin, guys. Hit that sub down below. A lot of you guys hitting that sub button tonight. Get some new subs. Join us after every single WWE event. Plus on Friday nights for Monetize This. Tomorrow night, we should be live with Out of Nowhere. Out of Nowhere tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. right here on the channel. We'll be talking about a bunch of shit with Jake DeMarco, and hopefully Connor from OKFabe will be there. We'll take your phone calls. We'll take your love. You'll take the love stick, and we'll see what happens. You guys can get my bonus stuff 6 to 8 hours a week on Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Check it out. Support the channel and get 30 hours of bonus content a month. That's freaking incredible. Nobody else does that shit. Okay? Nobody else does that shit. 6 to 8 hours a week of bonus content on Patreon for $5 a month. 6 to 8 hours of bonus content, bro. if not more. The Corrupted Podcast and the Daily Shit. Ain't no fucking Mario Kart shit on my channel, I'll tell you that.
This is Corrupted. The Corrupted Podcast. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
On YouTube.